So maybe you've never heard the term world.
Noticed that my mic hasn't been working this whole time. Perfect. Well, now it is. Anyways, we're setting up this New Year's resolution. We set up the 2023 New Year's resolution, and we followed the step-and-step instructions. Probably say however long we're into this session. Or is it 20 minutes? Perfect. 20 minutes in, and we set up our little article for this. We're good to go. Then we picked some articles. We had to pick 10 according to the rules here. And so we are starting to look at other people's work of art. And we're going to start grading them and learning from them. So right now I'm just making the current, what I've learned so far is the icon of the group is, I like seeing that in the top right. Actually, I should probably put that down. Icon of the group as you first come in catches the eye on the top right. To me, that's exactly what it did. And then a little bit of information about them. And then we had this section here. I don't know what this is called. Like an indent. He did it a few times, so looks like he's used to using it. What's it say? Contains secrets. You won't be able to view what? This content soon contains secrets. Alright, so control territories, guild merchant, alternate names, the Lamani dealers, leader title, trading master, which has information. So lots of links, love links. This says related species, profession. We have one profession out, and then we have the other ones ready to go. Child organizations. why, but that just makes it sound like a lot of child labor. Probably not the case. But it does say like supplier security services. I'll have to learn more about that as we read on. Let's see, what's this challenge? I'll take a picture of it. Bam. Oop. And then all this right. Oh yes, good. White letters. I probably need to make like a background just in case. There we go. And then, I always forget how to do this. Here we go, link. Wish you could save links on Instagram. Link, please. Thank you. And the link is right here. You know what? I'm gonna get smarter. I'm gonna copy this link and put it in a note called streaming info, because I hate having to retype all this all the time. There we go. There we go. Okay, got that sent out. So what I like is I like this option. I don't know what it's called, but indented. I'm gonna call it for now indented thingy. Indented section. Yeah. Because I'm very organizational, I'm gonna be like pros or fresh water eel, saltwater eel. Oh, saltwater eel, so good. Eels. It's just me being myself. Okay. So, oh. See? That? Yeah. That's it. Or justified. Bam. Or the advertisement at the top, comma. I think another section may look better for it. I don't know. That's what it feels like to me. Good sharing what the advertisement would look like. Bum 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 bum. Hey Google, put on the living room lights. A little bit more bright. Oh yeah, I do need to go to one more place and say that I'm streaming live so I can get points on there. It's always the New Year's resolution. Copy it because sometimes it doesn't work. So this session is all about improving. Cool. So we'll just do that. Finish writing that down. And more thing. Oop. Perfect. We'll go with that. Find my Discord. And sometimes I cannot find it. Or did I pull Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh, I guess right-clicking on it brings it up too. I can't get away from it. Oh, is Sonic the Hedgehog making a new game? Cool. We will ignore that for now. I get sidetracked. Okay. So, there we go. It's a new year and it's time for new challenges. I can look back at this and be like, oh, look at how distracted I get while streaming. I got 2 hours though. Okay. Whoops. I'm gonna edit that with the actual link to the stream. Okay. Cancel, please. Control all, copy. And oop. we go. Control V. Okay. Fix that before it was too late. All right. So let's go back to reading this, learning from it, and writing down some feedback. From Pack to Enterprise. In the older days, before the kingdom of Eltresi. No, one thing I'm noticing is whenever there's like words in written content, but no pronunciation, it's up to the viewer, but they would have decided what it was. So that's feedback. I think that's reasonable saltwater eel feedback. Like, if you want a unique name to sound a specific way, comma, add a pronunciation. Pronunciation. I'm gonna spell this word wrong. Ah! Pronunciation. No. Good. I'm glad I'm a function. Yes. Add that word here. I'll figure it out later. My writing capabilities are great, I know. So the readers know what it should, or you would like it to sound like. Of course, this means if you care. Because if you don't care what anyone calls your creation, that's awesome. I could probably be like that, but I'm pretty particular when I come up with a word, so be on my mind. Neil was a small fishing village with a tight and helpful community. Merchants traveled through the region to find other villages so they could trade wares. After a few trades, they set up a trade contact and specified a first exchange rate for the breweries. More villagers further inland heard about this trading contract and they got started. I tried to mute that a little bit. Ooh, song. Okay. Anyways, we got to figure this out from now on. Which, in a matter of years, the trading contract between the village grew exponentially. In order to keep up with the trading demand, the village carriages so they could trade larger numbers of goods. A few merchants noticed the village was also wanted to trade with each other, but did not have the means to transport these large numbers. They offered to fulfill the trade in exchange for a fee, so they could maintain that equipment. Cool. The merchants knew that they had found a business with a great potential and took the lead in maintaining the trading contract. With that, the supply dealers came to life. The company facilitated trades between villages, kept their fair exchange rate for several products that come to market. Aside from the trades themselves, they generated a stable income, building and maintaining the means of transportation, operation. For the ships, the vehicles for carriages, and the supply breeding facility for providing the animals to pull the carriage. With these three companies in mind, they have created a rich villages of new people who flocked to the thriving town. As business continued to grow, the range of products increased, changed the value of products that were traded. In the olden days, it was just food and produce. However, as the empire grew, more expensive items came to the market. A few times, one of the carriages carrying the expensive item got robbed on the road. After the third time, asked a handful of people from town militia travel along with the trade routes. Of course, against good pay. And the people, of course, against good pay. Bringing along a squad of bodyguards drastically decrease the numbers of. This is just my own personal thing. I don't know why I don't like that word, but I do like that it's different. So I'll just keep that to myself. Keep fully protected. Supply Services came to life and dedicated itself to training young men into formidable security guards. Borrow the town's militia any longer. So they made another. Pretty much they're becoming self-efficient. Friending the king. Kingdom have tried to make this supply deal. Dealers and their children companies part of the kingdom itself, but to no avail. I made it clear that they'll want to stay independent. Trade transcends the boundaries of countries, in their opinion. After many back and forth conversations, the two parties came to an agreement. The company could stay independent, but they would have to pledge their allegiance to the kingdom in times of war. Their vehicles and ships, as I literally pull my phone out of its socket. Two parties came to an agreement. The company could stay independent, but they would have to pledge their allegiance to the kingdom in times of war. Vehicles and ships their vehicles and ships ought not to be used by the enemies for the war. That was hard to read for me, at least. Only for the trade. Furthermore, they had to help maintain the roads and rivers that they use frequently for the transportation of goods instead. And mind you, I'm not a grammar person, so if there's any grammar issues here, that's not going to be any of my feedback. It alleviates the company from paying taxes and allows them to contribute to the things that they use the most. Need to free pass to set up new locations for their business. Nowadays, there are multiple offices, trading outposts, and warehouses, all through Shield. Office is a central building, trading posts, and warehouse. So they got some rows of things here. Waffle Phoenixes. They often include a keeps Phoenixry? Is this something created in their own? Is that a real word? I'm gonna look at this up. It's a made-up word. Might be made up. I didn't have any. I don't think I read it at all. Let's see how many times that word is used in this content. Phoenixry used once. So the feedback. It's the saltwater eel feedback. When we used the word Phoenixry, comma, I did not have enough context to what detail. Maybe if I was better at reading, just say trading outposts can be found more frequently in smaller cities, villages throughout the country. They often include a Phoenixry for all the waffle phoenixes. I'd have to look into that article probably. And heaps of dealer messages owned by the company. Owned by a company to ensure that there's always ways for communities to notify dealers of anything they want to sell or buy. Makes sense to me though, the general concept. There are houses where the stores, they're overstock a space, and there are multiple warehouses. Cool. So we have services that are provided. And then there's a lot more articles that have special looks. That's cool. For a fee, generate more income. So I think I know what I wanted to say for these. So these little blurbs are good adventure hooks. I'll say freshwater eel, what the advertisement would look like, period. These will create great adventure hooks for if and when adventures decide to join a group, a service group. Okay. I liked that. Icon of the group as you first come in catches the eye on the top right. Also having a catchy slogan is fun to read right off the bat. From the start. Bam. All right. So let's see here. Next. So we have some services. I think I got enough. I think 3 and 3 is pretty good. 2 and 3. So we got services. And then more articles, links to the oh, nope, didn't want to click on the new one. Retreat. Okay. Maybe if this is just above these words. Something there. But it's just subjective to what I'm looking at. So overall, pretty good there. What was I supposed to do? Just needed to write a 100 words of what I read from reading the article. All right. What I learned. I also have to give feedback, right? How was that feedback supposed to be given? Read each article and give it a like and a comment with constructive feedback. Okay, so a constructive feedback comment. Give it a like. Boop. There you go, sir. Okay, so I definitely hit the like button. And then comment. Here's a comment. So I'll just name it New Year's Challenge. Constructive feedback. Although the or your New Year's resolution challenge constructive feedback comma a little of both. I'll keep it for myself so I have a place for all of it. We'll turn this into actual words on a piece of paper. And I hit enter without it leaving the comment. Oh, good. So let's expand this. Control V. Here we go. And freshwater eel is for me, not for someone I'm reading from. The icon of the group. Oh wait, yeah. Of the Limani supplies dealer. As it catches the eye. Right. Catchy slogan is fun to read. Start. Let's see. All right, so we got that for the advertisement on the top left. Initial advertisement top, comma, I think. I guess I'll just double check what I was thinking. Maybe before the services or at the very top. Very top to pull readers in. So I think that would have pulled me in bed. Like, most of the trading done just starts off or come and join the Lamont Supplies dealer. So like I'm immediately not reading that top section. So that makes sense to me. So I love the okay, for the initial advertisement at top, I think another section may look better for it. Either at the very top to pull readers in, comma, or right before the services to, for lack of a better word, hype the readers up. Emblem. Right, that's what that's called. Emblem of the Liamani Supplies Dealers. As you first come in, get you right to the top right. Slogan is fun to read from the start. It's fun to read. My attention. Great job sharing what the advertisement began. Job sharing what an advertisement would look like. These will create great adventure hooks for if and when adventurers decide to join a service group. Hope that makes sense. For the initial advertisement at the top, I think another section may look. I think another section of the document may look better for it. Either at the very top, we pull the readers in, or the initial text. Or right before the services to hype the reader up for all the different services offered. because I love pronouncing. Oh, did I get it right? Ah, I finally got that one right. Pronunciation, pronouncing. I got that version of it correct. Gosh dang. Because I love pronouncing words in general, something to consider, it's just feedback, is if you want a unique name to sound a specific way, add a pronunciation, pronunciation. Spell it. Get it right. Get it right. So the reader knows what it should slash. This feedback, of course, is depends if you care. If you care. The word sounds like. Just 2 words. Depends on if you care what you thinks. Lastly, when you used the word phoenixery. Phoenixery? Oh, I spelled it. Lastly, when you use the word phoenixery, comma, I do not have enough context to what it entails. To guess. I had to guess, I would have considered it. Trading outposts can be found more frequently in smaller cities and villages. Throughout the country, they often include a phoenixery for all the waffle phoenixes. I'd have to click into here and learn more about what a waffle phoenixes are. As messenger birds, yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Unique and fun, they decided to keep the bird that way in order for 2,000 more. That's why we're having waffles for breakfast. They often included a phoenixery for all the waffle phoenixes and heaps of messages owned by a company to ensure that there is always a way for communities to notify the dealers of anything they want to sell or buy. All the waffle phoenixes. It means, man, I'm just bad at this apparently. Guessing. They often include a phoenixery for all the waffle phoenixes. Phoenixery. Place to trade. So, the feedback is grabbed my attention. You use the word Phoenix Free. Context of what the word all entails. If I had to guess, it means a place to trade or hold goods. Hopefully, feedback helps. I'm new to writing, so feedback may. That's fair. Nah, I don't need to add that. Yeah. So I'll just put that in here. Bam. Woo! To go back up top. Feedback, comment on article. Bam. Actually, I could just do a heading 3. Underline. Then I have to do what I learned. I guess that should be the last section. Heading 3, heading 3. Underline, and heading 1, because it's the biggest one. There we go. We got our format good. Need to submit that. Nice. I like reread my work 4 times. Probably a bad habit to get things done, but I like rereading. Section offered because I love pronouncing words. What the word all entailed. I had to guess it means a place to trade or hold goods. There we go. All right, let's do it. Let's just start commenting on people's stuff and see how it goes. Cool. All right, we got that done. Let's go pick that second article. Let's do a smaller article this time. It would be, I mean, it still has to be big, but... Material. I like materials. Let's do material specialty. I want to keep this up because I might do another organization. Material. Let's go by name. Dinosaur leather. What material sounds... Ooh, there wasn't many materials. Cool. Soulstone. Mineral compound composed mostly of feldspar and basalt. Bodies of moonstone and bloodstone. Nice. That one. Chaos gem. Silver pinewood. Bull iron. Abundant suspect is fully unlocked. Could yield a metal more powerful than prized Deririum. Deririum? I don't know if I said that right. Utram and has mutagenic properties on Earth creatures. What? Let's give this a read. Alright, that's probably the only material I'm going to read. Bam. Boom. Let's do this one as our second. A mutagen. Oh wait, before I start that one, I need to do 100 words of what I learned from reading the article. So, I need to put that. What I learned. 100 words. That emblems. Spell it right one time and I'll write the next. Emblems and slogans are an important part of creating a organization. I also learned that placing advertisements within advertisements, I guess, placing physical world advertisements into the written content is a good way to create adventure hooks. Not 100 words, is it? 1, 2. Is there a word counter in here? Gosh dang it. Why do I always have to bring word counters out? I know it's not 100, but how many was that? 34! Yeah, I got some work to do. I guess I didn't say it. The side section. I will put this in there because it is something good for me to remember. Doesn't really need to be said, but using the links option to allow the reader to fully immerse themselves into the content. I didn't learn it, but I was reminded that using the links option to allow the reader to fully immerse themselves into the content is a great habit to continue to build. Snippets. The snippet section is also equally important. As it is the initial goal for me as a reader. Like, I chose them based off of snippets, so if they didn't have snippets, I didn't look at them as much. Yeah, that's good. Let's hope that's 90. Links option to allow the reader to fully immerse themselves into the content is a great habit to continue to build. The snippet section is also equally as it was an initial pull for me as a reader. Without these sections, comma, the impact is others will be less likely to look at the content. Simply put, you gotta find a way to drag people in there. Okay, so the what I learned section should be... No. Okay, I gotta do a one over. There we go. What I learned. Heading 3. Yeah, it's fine. Insert paragraph. I don't even know what that does. I'm not gonna try. Can I please delete this? Okay, thank you. Heading 1, please. Thank you. Save changes so far. All right, so now I just need to keep copy and pasting this and replacing the words, right? Article 2. Oh, it doesn't just copy and paste perfectly. Okay. We want this to say Article 1, just so has that nice, good. Okay, so Article 2 is going to be, say, mutagen. I did have it, so heading 1, bold underline, and we need his link. Okay, I'm done with this one. Doing that's for something else. I just need to put that like outside of here. Bam. This is if I need it later. And the link, here's the link. Right here where it says insert link, I would love an option to be like rename. I might have it built into the other text, but oh. That didn't do what I was expecting, so let's delete all of that. Right. Why can't I just delete? Why is delete not an option? Okay, I have to like double tap inside and triple. Ooh, these are not easy to delete for some reason. What powerful measures does this have? Okay. Maybe if I'm... Nope, they are not easy to delete. I can delete that one. I cannot delete that for some reason. What in heck? I can't hit backspace on this. This is a good editor issue. Okay. I got it. There's these. Okay, maybe if I go to like source code. Where is the source code for that section? Here it is. Holy heck, source code. You were preventing me from doing anything. Cool. Get off of the source code now. There we go. We add a link. This link opens into a new tab. Insert. There we go. So now I learned, do not copy and paste that thing over. It is not fun to delete or delete it through the source code. Yeah. That feels better already. Article 1, save. Feedback, comment on article, and what I learned. Okay with like being a little bit closer, probably. We can preview it and see how that looks. Oh, so when you make it first headliner, it puts a line through it, so you probably don't need a double line. Good to know. So this one I could probably get rid of the underline. Well, as this one, save changes. Yeah, okay, because it creates a natural line when you create a main header. That's good to know. Then we're gonna do these comment. All right. So this could be header 3. And some bullet points. Whoops. A and B. C. Here. But with underlines. Feedback comment on article, same thing. Hold underline. And what I learned. Hold underline. I wonder if there's a way to keep the editing properties while editing in here. Guess we'll learn later. All right, it's a huge gap. All right, let's read it. All right. Ooh. So again, pictures are fun to draw you in. So I'm just gonna put it there. The image of the Mauser with the canister of mutagen immediately draws you into the article. Called a Mauser? Mouser with a canister of mutagen. Mutagen or mutagen? Agen. Immediately draws me into the article. For me, at least, that's a good start. This is just so I can look at what it looked like. So, mutagen is a strange chemical substance created by the Utrom that has a strange and often adverse effect on Earth life forms. The Utrom. Cool. So, I really like that the description of it is at the top. Since I don't look enough at articles, like, might be basic, but good job having the description at the top. And let's see, what else do we got? So the properties, history, and usage. Then there is an article to move forward. What's other? Oh, other takes me somewhere. Cool. It's saying the odor is algae. The taste don't eat it. The taste is don't eat it. Color is neon green. Related species. Alien race from Planet X. Makes sense. And mutants are creatures that have come in contact with a mutagen. Cool. So, mutagen is a vicious liquid substance. It's called ooze due to its slime-like qualities. Bright green and glows in the dark. Exactly what it looks like. I like that. Mutagen has the ability to alter and enhance the DNA of the organic material. This reaction happens as soon as the substance comes in contact with organic material and quickly absorbs into the body. It can have widely different effects depending on the species it touches. For example, it has healing and growth effects on creatures with Planet X DNA. It has healing and growth effects on these creatures. However, it has adverse side effects on other planets. Mutagen is produced from the blood of bioluminescent, powerful, regenerative marine worms found on planet X. The bodies of these worms, mutagen allow them to rapidly heal from their injuries, illness, making them effectively immortal. The blood is drained from the worm and is refined in a lab. So something to note about this article right away is the background image is a bit of a distraction. So that's going to be my saltwater. Background image is a slight distraction from reading the article. Background image behind the words. It's a slight distraction from the article. Still got through it, but I was like trying to see where I wanted to put my cursor. I like the edges though, because it's a neon green. So the background image is good in itself. Just less transparency. Yeah, that's what I'll put there. Less transparency over the written words. Would most likely fix this issue. The origin and source of mutagen. So, great job explaining. I have a very clear, so something that's good is I have a clear idea based off of these components. So, the description of mention at the top of the article. This gives the reader a clear understanding of what it is. And then another great job is the property section clearly sums up need to know information on the material, leaving the reader to want to read more information on the material. Information. These worms mean to allow them to rapidly heal injuries and illness, making them effectively immortal. I wasn't expecting that part. The blood is drained from the wound and refined in a lab. Good. It's personal preference, but having an image of that worm would have been cool. That's a personal preference, unfortunately. I don't know if that's really feedback. I guess it is feedback. Having more images than possible. It's appreciated. It's not something necessarily people have to do, though. So, the intended use of this was a medicine and growth hormone to be used for the creatures on Planet X. The substance affects in such a way that it heals injuries, works to cure all for issues that Urtrum have, and can go to emergency supplies for traveling ships of any kind, stored in the med bays. It's also as a fertilizer for this product, allowing fungus to grow faster and more efficiently, speeding up the process of constructing new tech. I'm gonna guess new tech for this race. Mutagen becomes dangerous when interacting with other species, especially Earth. Have valuable DNA that's prone to being severely broken down. This doesn't differentiate the DNA of one species from trace DNA of foreign organisms. DNA emerge and causing mutation occurs in any creature in contact with it, absorbs through the skin, carrying with it any trace DNA that can be found in the skin. Transformation depends on the size of the creature and the amount of growth it would experience from the mutagen. Creature mutation in a humanoid form will usually take 1 to 2 weeks. It's a painful, exhausting process, and wild animals often don't survive. After this period of time, the mutation will stabilize into a new permanent form. Environmental impact. Devastating effects on Craig's ship crashed onto the planet. Rockefeller contamination zone. It also polluted the streams of the reservoir, making the water unsafe for drinking. Many unnatural mutations in the wildlife there, some minor, but others massive changes turn them into dangerous monsters. Also risk of some of the mutagen has washed into the ocean and ended up other parts of the East Coast. Potentially massive region of the United States. Cool. So reading the whole thing, whole article. It's all about the material, really. I mean, this is a material section. So at the end of the day, you don't really need vast amounts of, like, information about the material. Maybe, like, environmental impact. Okay, so it has polluted the streams, making the water unsafe for drinking. Let's say to create a more expand on the environmental impact. There we go. That's something I would say. environmental impact. The mutagen has had on Earth. And what I mean by that is, as in, what groups are working. Well, I guess Rockefeller State Park Preserve, before it had been quarantined due to massive mutagen contamination. The area was once a national park. I guess, like, expanding rather than bad mutagen has had on Earth, as in what have been the contamination, not records, but protocols. What contamination protocols have been developed? And develop protocols. What? OLS? I don't know my language. So, in what contamination protocols have been developed as had on Earth, and what, as in what contamination protocols have been developed, and what, and what adventure books information of what adventure book created from this environmental problem. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be if this is for a campaign, of course. Yeah, I think that's my information. I'd like to do a little bit of both. All right. Now we just got to rewrite this in that secondary feedback form. I'm going to go bathroom before I do that. Oh, okay. Love the initial image at the start of the article of the Mauser. With a canister of mutagen. As a visual reader, comma, I personally love seeing images of what is being talked about, described. Yeah, it's pretty much in a nutshell what that means. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Okay, so let's see what we've learned here. Start of the article, the Mauser with a canister. As a visual reader, I love seeing images of what is being described. Great job, as I said before, having the description of the mutagen at the top of the article. This give the reader a clear understanding of what it is. Yeah. The properties section clearly sums up the need to know information. W. Leaving the reader to want to dive deeper and learn more about the material. These are my good points. My saltwater eel points are next. The back for some constructive feedback, comma, the background image behind the words was a slight distraction for me as I read the article, period. Consider less transparency over the written words. To read. Consider then just general feedback since I love images so much, I would consider more images to have some things, have more things to look at. Period. As an example, so imagining the worm CA that's just personal feedback. And what was my last one? Expand. Lastly, comma, I would expand we're expanding on the environmental impact. Oh, I spelled it wrong. The mutagen has had on Earth. Expanding on the environment has had on Earth. Things like contamination protocols, and information that can lead to adventure hooks. Information that can lead to adventure hooks based on those environmental problems. If this material is for a campaign with players, for instance. But I can never assume that that's what it's for. But for constructive feedback, the background image behind the words was a slight distraction for me as I read through the article. Consider less transparency over the written words, as this can make it easier to read. I love images so much, I would consider more images to have more things to look at. As an example, imagining the worm, I would love to see the visualized concept. Lastly, I would consider expanding the environmental. Think about expanding the environmental impact that the mutagen has had on Earth. Things like contamination protocols and information that can lead to adventure hooks based on those environmental problems. This way, the viewer would have more information to read about in this section and gain more investment in your material. That probably makes sense. Hope feedback helps. Great job creating this article. All right, so that right there practically is the comment. All right. I love the initial image. Got to reread this. The start of the article, the Mauser with the canister of mutagen. It's a visual reader. I love seeing images of what's being described. Love having a description of mutagen at the top of the article. Their understanding of what it is. Properties section clearly sums up the need to know information, leaving the reader to want to dive deeper and learn more about the material. Just reread this one twice. Leave that comment. Okay, we got number 2 done. Now I gotta write down what did I learn. What I learned that when creating a material, do it right. No. Material. Ensure you have properly given the material a great description at the start that pulls the reader in. The description does not necessarily need a lot of words. Should be great. Just telling enough to keep the reader's attention. Yeah, that's probably what's on my mind. What else did I learn? Oh. I learned that background images can be distracting if they are transparent. So it is something to keep in mind if I use that function. I'm guessing it was just a function to add in background image. I don't know if there's a transparency slider, but if there was, that'd be cool. So, ensure you're probably given the material a great description. Description does not necessarily need to be long. Background, which is a distraction, keep it in mind. And when creating a material, tie the material back into your world as much as you can to give the readers lots of points of view when dealing with said material. Did I even check this was enough words on this one? I forgot. I don't think I checked. 95! 85 more words. That first one. Or as an initial poll for me, the reader, without these sections, the impact is others will be less likely to look at the content. Overall, comma, better understanding of these concepts now. Whether I remember them or not, I do the work, pretty much. Let's see. Better. Okay, that one's 100. Let's go to this one. It's pretty close to 100, probably. Pretty good on this one. Exactly. I win. Lots of points and views when dealing with material. Yeah, that's good for me. Cool. So we got that feedback going. I like how Duolingo is just like, keep fighting me, and I'm like, no, I already learned Japanese this morning. I need to do it again. Okay, so that's number 2 done. Let's go to number 3. Let's see. So, keeping this one up just in case. I'm gonna make a new tab group. Well, we'll see. All right. What's a condition? Maybe like, yeah, you know what? I think conditions sound pretty fun. Let's try that one. We have pretty good conditions. Somewhere in your setting, describe condition special category. All right. Let's see. Who's a fatal disease caused after the reinfection of corruption? Pretty good. A terrible disease and condition that happens if you are bitten by an ice lion. I feel like this ice lion is gonna tear you to shreds otherwise. Like, I was bitten, but I fended him off. Frozen bite. It's pretty compelling, so that's on my list of potentials. Frozen bite. Imagine losing the threads of your thoughts one by one. Madness. Not as unique as others. Probably still fun to read, but the name alone is just not getting to me. Stellar Ascended. Humans found worthy enough to required an apology large enough to be immortalized in the stars. Interesting. Primal Darkness, Freezification, Surface Bones, Giant Reindeer, Necro Scratch, Fun Conceem Biosoft Leda. You had something to tell me what that was a little bit more, I would have clicked on you right away. Makes humans sexually attracted to vampires. An affliction of addiction, the doom of scholars and writers, more reliant on substance than willpower. Maybe. What's this? It's the mutualistic and natural form of body modification. People can get live corals, plants, crystals embedded into their skin. It's a pretty cool one. Blue-tongued madness, a harmful condition by the plant that leaves people blue-tongued and craving more. Well, I see these guys have had lots of views. Might do Blue Tongue Madness because, like, for instance, Madness is just like, yeah, no, Madness, but Blue Tongue Madness. Now you're adding some flair to it. We're gonna go with this one. I think this one has called me out. Frozen Bite, you almost made it. You were a close second. Ice Lion is what's getting me there. All right, let's go to Blue Tongue Madness. Oof. You already know I'm an image person, so having that image of what the plant probably looks like, I'm liking it already. Let's get my... Okay, we got mutagen done. We put our comment down. Ooh. We gotta find my... Where am I? I'm over here. So this is the organization. 1. Blue Tongue will duplicate. Go back. Oh. Okay. My conditions are here. My organizations are here. Then here's Blue Tongue. And editing. Alright, Article 3. So, I want to take this. Article 3. Go into the source code. Because apparently this is hard to delete otherwise. Make a space for it. Put out a source code. Well, Article 3 needs to be heading 1. Bold, but not underlined. And I want to link it. Oh, no, it's underlined. Link. This one. Copy. URL. Put in a new tab if someone clicks on it. Okay. So then, just got to get rid of these and put a bullet point there. You know, that works too. Heading 3. Underline. Same thing here. Oop. And heading 3. Underline. 3. Dum 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 dum. Right, so then this is all has to be rewritten each time. This has I learned to be rewritten each time. They're just there until I come up with the new ones. Might as well just delete them down to the last word. I'm a sucker for that initial image, so I'm already going to put that down as I like it. There we go. Is this another material? Oh, this condition. Yeah. So, let's see. The initial image that as the header of the article. So the blue-tongued madness. I'm not going to say this is confusing. So it's a nice section that lets you see where to go. So a directory. Sense. It's a little slow. There we go. Okay, so this leads back to your home page for this. These are all your different things for your world. Nice. Nice. Ooh. Well, I'm not rating this page, I'm rating this page. But something to note, having a directory at the top is like immediately I was like, I don't want to click on any of those right now. So it's like, it's useful, it's there. I definitely don't need the space at the top. But I can see how useful it is. So probably once I play with it, I would just have it there always. I like that. A harmful condition caused by phototoxic plant. The phototoxic plant. Minton leaf that leaves. So must be the minton leaf that leaves people blue-tongued and craving more. So it was renamed the Blue Tongue Madness because of that. So we have a quote, cautionary tale from a father to their child, was being said in the world: if you see mint with leaves bigger than 3 fingers wide, don't ever eat from it. It'll be the worst mistake of your life. I like the idea of the quote. I think. Cautionary tale. A little bit of a flair in it would have been nice. But good thing to start you off with. So this looks like an official overview of it. Have a light reaction, symptoms, development, recovery, managing addiction, dangerous to lights, and prevention. Alternate names are nice to see. Got some images, which is nice to look at while you're looking at this. Have that section down there. Cool. Oh, I forgot to like that last one. Gotta do that real quick. What was it? It was material. Gotta remember to like it. I commented on it. Mutagen. Read this article. Like. There we go. Make sure I follow the rules. ETM. Harmful condition caused by the consumption of the aromatic yet highly phototoxic minton leaf plant. The affliction developed by the chemically induced irritation in the mouth that requires light to manifest symptoms. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. The tongue's response resembles exaggerated sunburn. I don't know what a sunburn looks like on the tongue. Causes uncomfortable tingling sensation and blisters followed by involuntary reaction. Sneeze or inhale air to cool the mouth. If exposed to light, the phototoxins present in the affected area will intensify the reaction, causing moderate pain and an intense blue and purple sensation that will be developed on the tongue. Over the course of a few hours, the discomfort can become so extreme that a destructive addiction cycle emerges. The desire to cool the mouth down becomes so overwhelming that people will eat more of the minton leaf plant to experience the fragrant burst of cooling sensation. Leaves are first chewed. While this leaves the uncomfortable tingling sensation for a while, the pain resumes a few hours later. Cycle of consumption is broken. The symptoms take up to 2 weeks to heal on their own, but the pigmentation of the tongue and addiction permanently remains. Permanent? That's scary. Ooh. Still giving the artistic renditions. That's cool. A light reaction. The first symptoms can be hard to notice if tasting the flavor for the first time, which uncomfortably, unfortunately, makes this condition more likely to be experienced as a child than in adulthood. A light and pleasant tingling occurs on the tongue that gradually builds in intensity until it becomes so strong that the natural reaction is to open the mouth and suck in or exhale air as if consuming hot or spicy food. Tongue is even slightly exposed to daylight. Slowly begin. So advice given to prevent severe symptoms: if ever you accidentally eat, cover the mouth immediately and go indoors. Get as far away from the plant as possible and don't open your mouth uncovered unless it's nighttime. So we got symptoms, development, process, that's really good. Recovery, so managing the addiction, and dangerous delights. Their addiction as more akin to thrill seeking have turned into a form of culinary challenge of rite of passage to see who can handle the most mint and leaf. Good. How are you? That's a long name. I don't know my own name until now. Doing good. Doing some reviews on some people's World Ember content. Right now I'm on a condition. Right now I am coming up with just kind of taking it all in, almost at the bottom of the article. And then we're writing feedback. Nice. Yeah, there was not much categories to put like what I'm doing on Twitch or other platforms, so I just threw it under D&D because pretty much what I'm doing is D&D related. I've been into it for a while myself, but kind of getting into writing more, kind of looking at other things, and I saw this competition on WorldAnvil, so that's what this stream is about right now, is just going through other people's articles and then explaining what I learned from each article. And then I have to submit my New Year's resolution for writing my own world. So that's what I'm currently working on. We got 2 articles down. I checked a supplies dealer. And then I gave feedback to the writer and what I learned from his writing. Then once this whole process is done, I'm going to post this on my social so other people can look at their articles that I looked at and stuff like that. So just doing something different. You just got into D&D. Are you getting into a specific role-playing system? Role-playing system. There we go. All right. While you do that, let's see. So definitely this image and this image are some of the highlights for me, as well as the image that of what a tongue. I knew I was going to spell it wrong. Oh, I see why. I'm spelling it so wrong. T-O-N-G-B. Would look like. Me personally, I'm mostly into 5e. I've played a lot of other types of roleplay systems. But for world creation, I'm building in the 5e universe system. As the tongue would look like. That's cool. Yeah, I've read a couple other books. I played a lot of Pathfinder back in the day, with some friends who really enjoyed that system. And then I've just been reading other systems, just because it's my own style of adventures is more unrealistic combat for sure. Like magic and powers are a little bit more unrealistic when it comes to damage, so I like that. But I still like the effects to be really dangerous, kind of like the one I'm reading here, where he wrote a dangerous condition for his world. I gotta give him some feedback. All right, so symptoms. I love the symptoms and development sections. Like, I can see these symptoms, like, you can easily create character development of these symptoms and have, like, an unknown village of people not knowing what's going on, and they're all just in this cycle of eating this mint leaf. It's pretty cool. Aesthetics, I do like the black background, the dark. I need to figure out how to do that, because my content is brown, so I'm gonna put that there. The black round of the article. I know that doesn't tell much about the article itself, but this is a great tool to read, and it gives the reader tools to create unique characters. That's how I see it, because when you look at that, you're like, oh yeah, these symptoms are all here, but you could have like somebody come and visiting town and they found this leaf and they're just selling it to people like, oh yeah, this is really good mint, but they don't really know the dangers of it, or maybe they do and they want to create a problem so they can make more money off of it or something like that. So that symptom section is really nice for creating those development. Cool. I like that it has an abbreviation. Those are nice to see. And a clear overview of the subject. So the article, aesthetics. That's just a personal like. So some things I'd like to see from this one, I have to give feedback. My initial feedback was on this, like, although I do enjoy this section, I don't have any immediate need for it as a viewer, but he might not have been writing it for other people. He's probably writing it for himself. So I guess that feedback's too specific to me. Let's see. What other feedback did I have while reading through this? Oh yeah, this the first quote. So the first quote said, "If you see mint with leaves bigger than 3 fingers wide," I really like that. "Don't ever eat from it." And I like cautionary tale from a father. I would like the cautionary tale to be like more I don't know the word, Dr. Seussy, or like cautionary tale. I feel like is Little Red Riding Hood a cautionary tale? There we go. That's what I wanted. has a moral or cautionary tale at its heart. So yeah, that right there. Like, I'd like to see this cautionary tale from a father to have like a more compelling tale, I guess. That makes sense to me. So the first cautionary tale from a father to a child. Pretty sure that's what it was. Yeah. I would like to see a more flushed out tale as I would like to open up this tale like a linked content and read more about this fun or light-hearted tale. Maybe not lighthearted. That's how I see it. So, like, I'd like to see it fleshed out because, like, Red Riding Hood, for instance. I don't even know if it's little. If this makes sense to you. So that's his first feedback from me, is I really enjoy this, and I would love a, like, if you see mint with leaves bigger than blue, like cautionary tale from a father to a child, cautionary tale, Little Red Riding Hood, or something like that. Like, make a link, a clickable link. I would click and start reading that immediately if it was there, because it sounds very compelling to be like, oh wow, there's folklore, there's a cautionary tale being told by the locals, and I want to read what that tale is in full. So that would definitely be my first big selection of feedback for constructive feedback. I need to find a second feedback, because I like to give at least two. Painful symptoms of the tongue are noticeably heal after 5 or 6 days and are often completely healed within 2 weeks. Folks who have consumed. So unfortunately, without, let's just read his bio here. Project. Learned on my blog and made some easy to use world building tools. So he's making world building tools as well. So it's safe to assume he's building this world out. And it says, so without looking back into his entire world just from this article, maybe my advice would be, no, you know what? It's condition. It's just, this whole section is just the condition, so it doesn't have to be about those adventure hooks or anything. I probably would put that as my direct feedback. Maybe when I first looked at this, I was like, I get what it's for, and I get the method, but it looked a little daunting. It is nice to be able to go to it. Like, I get the idea of it, but maybe it's just not necessary. Maybe it is necessary. I guess to me it's not necessary, because I was able to read through it, learn about it. There wasn't much necessity for me to click on it, but I could see if he's running a campaign and people are playing and they're using this web browser and they're like, I just need to know the symptoms of this plant, and then they go right to the symptoms, then it's useful. So for a first read, I don't think I have enough information and use out of this. Good direct feedback. I guess I'll just leave it at that. One feedback. Yeah, for the most part, I liked how it was written. I liked the flow of information. It's just enough to get you started and to understand some of those basics. So we will use that as there. Ooh, I forgot how loud that was. Thanks for the follow there. I always forget that that's super loud. But yeah. Thanks for following the stream there. Let's see. So now we gotta give them feedback. Here we go. So I loved the initial images. As the header of the article, as well as the image of what a tongue would look like under this condition. Period. These images really help me as a viewer get into the lore of what is written. Because I love images personally. I really enjoyed the section for symptoms and development. Symptoms. Good. This section really helps me as a creator, I should say, to think of the condition as from the viewpoint of creating unique characters who may use this product for nefarious reasons. That makes sense. Who knows? You can ask me questions if it doesn't. Reseasons. I have to spell it better than that. Okay. That's how it brought me there. So this section really helps me as a creator think of edition from the viewpoint of creating unique characters who may use this product for nefarious reasons. Could be non-nefarious too, but yeah, I got the point across. Overall, great job with the cadence of information. Should stop using words I don't know how to spell. Great job with the cadence of information. Was a great read. And for a piece of constructive feedback, spell words. When you first introduced so they first introduced the cautionary tale from a father to a child. I would have loved to be a more flushed out tale, as in a link page to a larger book, like Little Red Riding Hood, as an example. Let's see if that makes sense. I got to read that back to myself. For a piece of constructive feedback, when you first introduced the cautionary tale from a father to a child, love to see a more fleshed out tale, as in linked page to a larger book. An example being like Little Red Riding Hood. Why is that important? As I was reading this cautionary tale, I felt compelled to read a book talking about this tale. I'll just put, hope that makes sense. Since I don't write feedback that often, so a little smiley face. I don't know how that'll look. Condition, comma, it was fun to read. All right, so as part of this challenge, I have to leave this feedback on the form here. Shh. Wait, how do I leave feedback? Oh, it's down here. I was like, where is it? So I'll just Control V, look at that, make sure it's good. New Year's resolution challenge, constructive feedback. To see a more fleshed out tale, as in a linked page to a larger book. An example being like Little Red Riding Hood. As I was reading this cautionary tale, I felt compelled to read a book talking about this tale. Adding this additional lore will keep me even more invested in the condition, which is why I wrote that. Cool. All right, there's my New Year's challenge. And I will post that for them to read. We need to copy it again because I need to put it back in mine with the additional. Bam. All right, left my comment. Good there. And I have to write down what I learned. Okay, so let's put that back there. What I learned. I learned that so I learned from this that if you create a hill, comma, my personal style reading, I guess. I want to learn more about that subculture. That makes no sense, but it'll do. Tales are a great way to create investment from the reader. I feel, at least. Also learned that it is very important to have a clear cadence of information. While writing conditions, sections like overview, symptoms, development, recovery, symptoms, overview, symptoms, development. Develop condition development. And yeah, thanks for joining in. You have a great rest of your day too. I'll do different types of streams. I keep testing things out, but we do a world building stream that I'm going to start scheduling, where we actually build my world, and then gaming streams, usually a variety streams, but I'm going to start picking time frames and sticking to them soon. So I'm still doing test streams too, like what kind of things do I want to do? Systems development. Development, recovery, and prevention. You have fully flushed out when creating a condition. Bam. That's probably not 100 words, unfortunately. Yeah, how close we are. 70. What else did I learn? I learned that I really like how black backgrounds look, so I will be incorporating this in my world at some point. Overall, navigation is good. If it is not just for looks, which is of course what navigation is for, so this should be fresh content. But I also learned that I want to add better navigation to my pages, but find ways to really hide it from the main view, not to distract from the content itself. Because that's probably my feedback, my technical feedback I would have written to him is this and this distracted from me reading this. Like, I want to be like, oh, what's his diseases, his appendices, those kind of things. So that makes sense to me. Oh. Okay. That's Article 3. Article 2. Hey, we got 3 done. I'm going to run out of time, though, because someone's going to come home. So, I'll probably set up Article 4. We'll take a break So, that being said, have the Blue Tongue Madness. We need to like his article because that's part of the thing. Oh yeah, one thing else I needed to mark down is I really like this bio section with a follow button. So a small bio section with a follow button. Need to put that as things that I liked. Bio section with a follow button at the bottom of the article. And another thing was the follow button at the top left, right of the article was really cool. And that's going to be part of my learned. I will also create a bio at the bottom of articles and may add a section. And may add a section for L and right hand side follow button. Those are what I learned. All right, so you're done with Article 3. Did favorite it. So the like, we put the comment in, I think. Yeah, comment in. Cool. So that being said, click that one out. We're gonna save this just in case. Still working on it. So let's go back into. Might do another condition. So I'm gonna make a new tab group here called "Read These Articles," and that way I can make it smaller, put it over here, but look at new articles. All right, so we did a condition, we did a material. Oh, tradition. I love traditions because I actually dislike traditions a lot, so I need a lot of help when it comes to traditions. All right, so how many traditions were made? Fairly few. Gotta pick one based on name. The Dolphin Trek. Oh, you don't have a snippet. Sir, develop a snippet. I want to know about your dolphins. I know it's as easy as clicking in there, but... Loot Box Eve. Box. A free-for-all epic proportions. Wait, is a free-for-all of epic proportions. You forgot to add, like... But that's what happens when you put a bunch of wrapped gifts in an open market. Tell people they're free. Ready, set, go get those presents. Pretty good. Pretty good, helpful thing. Universities and higher education system. Seems like a maybe. I don't think I'm looking for that. The gift of the wheel in the Elonian military. Hey, what? Oh, tradition. Okay, traditions is what I'm looking for. The first gift. I did write a tradition. I just remembered. I just didn't enter anything into the contest. I wrote it all, just didn't enter anything. Let's see. Box. All right, Loot Box Eve, you got me. Let's have a fun time reading you. Ooh, look at all this. Look at all this content. All right, let's learn about Loot Box Eve. Gimme presents after midnight. I've seen a better quote throughout this section, but at least you got one there. I do like little present, like queen present, like an image. How do I search images for this? Is that how that works? Google Lens. Office of Advancement is a visual match. But you can tell it's slightly different. Okay, well, I've never used that function before. Cool. So, when I first come in here, I am bombarded with a lot of images. I do like images, don't get me wrong. I feel like 4 at the top was actually just overwhelming amounts of images. Surprisingly, like I love images, but I think 4 right at the top there was overwhelming. I get the concept though. Once I get past the overwhelming nature of it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's all these people having fun with GIFs. And I can probably guess, yeah, it's gonna have some in between the content, which is cool. Has some at the end. Probably had a lot to show off and have fun with. So that's cool. So initial. Love images. I'm not even gonna put that in my. Okay, so Article 4. I need to. What are we doing? Loot box Eve. What it's called. So I need to copy and paste. 3. You know what? I should probably actually just stop doing it this way. And Article 3 again. Yeah, right here. So get rid of that since it's hard to delete. No matter what, if I take it, it doesn't keep the source content. So that's Article 4. No, this is 3. No. 2 is mutagen. Oh, I didn't rename this one. Ah! I need that name back for the condition. It was blue-tongued madness. Blue-tongued madness. Okay. Is it hyphenated? Check. Are you hyphenated? Okay. Hyphen. There we go. Article 3 is that. Article 4, which is this one, is going to be the new name, which is Loot Box Eve. Loot Box Eve. Well, that's supposed to happen. All right, so we got Loot Box Eve, and then and I wish it would keep its formatting when I'm writing these things. I could probably get rid of 3 of these because most of them I have not given 3. And then start this one over from scratch. So we're gonna do Lootbox Eve. We need the URL here, which I'll just put in now. There it is. Copy that URL. Slap it in this page. Open it in a new tab. All right, so we got Lootbox Eve. My freshwater eel points, heading 3, with some. My saltwater eel points needs a heading 3 too. Underline. This one needs a heading 1 with just a bold, no underline. Whoa. Oh yeah, I only had 1 point. So let's just bring that point down. Let's add a couple points there. And this was also heading 3. Once I find a faster way to do this, I will commit to it. Hope this feedback helps. And then the What I Learned section. All the requirements are ready. underline. All right, and I loved section, and then my constructive feedback section. All right, so we got that set up. We're ready to go forward again. Let's learn from this one. So the first thing I saw is it was a actual. I love images, but the 4 images at the top of the article was slightly overwhelming as a reader. We take in all the different images. So the consideration, we want. That's the header. I love images, but that's what my initial look at Loot Box Eve was I love the images, they look great. It's 4 different ones. But it was a little to take in. I love this what's this called? Like title that was there. So that was really yo. So we're gonna put Box Eve title, fresh content. The aesthetics. It's wrong every time. Of the Box Eve title and present image. This immediately draws my attention and gets me excited to read more about your tradition. Bam. So that was the first thing on my mind. Ready to get some coffee?
Yeah.
I will find a stopping point, end the stream. Or at least pause it for now. Probably a good place to pause as we're getting started with this new one. We still have, let's see where we're at. Our goal is to get 10 of these done for the contest. We got 3 done today. We're on our 4th, so almost halfway in one stream. About 2 hours and 45 minutes. All right, so I'm gonna end this.